Hey everyone, today I'm going to be showing you guys how to use the website AnswerGarden as an assessment and participation tool in your future classrooms. So to start off with, you're going to go to your web browser and type in answergarden.ch, and it'll pull you up to the home screen. And right out front it says AnswerGarden is a minimal tool for maximum feedback, which is exactly what it is. AnswerGarden is a completely free tool. You don't have to create an account or a login, and it's a way for teachers to ask a question and get really quick feedback from their students. So to create a new AnswerGarden, you're going to hit the little plus sign up top, and you're going to create a question up in this topic field. For our example today, I'm going to use a history question since I want to be a high school history teacher, but of course it's going to vary depending on the grade level you teach and the subject matter. And I'll show some more examples of different subjects and grade levels later on. But for our purposes, I'm just going to say, what do you know about Pocahontas? And I find that AnswerGarden is a really great way to introduce a topic to students because, as you'll see down here, the answer length can only be 20 or 40 characters, so it allows the students to kind of say what they quickly identify with when they read your question. It's not the best tool to use at the end of a unit or if you want a lengthier essay style response from your students. For the mode, I'm going to leave it in classroom mode, which allows the students to submit an unlimited amount of answers, but they can only submit the same answer once. If you want it to be allowed where they can submit the same answer multiple times, then you would put it in brainstorm mode. You can do an admin password and a reminder email, which will allow you to go back into your AnswerGarden once it's been created and edit it. And a spam filter will allow you to filter out any negative language or inappropriate language. The case is just going to change how your students' answers are shown on your AnswerGarden. So do you want it to be all lowercase, all uppercase, or no change if you want the words to appear exactly as your student typed them? And then you can leave it up for an hour a day, a week, and this will allow it to be public. It'll be discoverable on the public domain locally. So if you don't want it to be public, you can keep it on hidden, and that'll keep it private just between you and your class. So then we create it, and here it is. So there's a few ways that you can share this with your students. If your students are on laptops or Chromebooks, then they would have to just type the link. So answergarden.ch /, in this case, it would be 797808, but there's going to be a unique code for each AnswerGarden you create, and they would just have to copy that link. Another quick way that you can get to it, if your students are on smartphones, is through a QR code. So they can just scan this and it'll take them directly to your specific AnswerGarden. And once they come here, they can type whatever they know. So like, I'm just going to say that we know she's a Native American. And then it'll pop up. Students, if they want to say like the same answer, if they see Native American, like, yeah, that's all I know too, they can hover over and resubmit it. Also, by the time this word garden is filled up with multiple answers, to see if a student has submitted something or to see if an answer has been submitted more than once, you can just hover over it and it will tell you how many students have said that same answer. Here's an example of what it looks like when it's completely filled in. So you can see the answers that are input into the system more than once become physically larger. But yeah, this is what a completed AnswerGarden looks like. So some examples for what you can do with different subjects. So this is another history example. You can show them an image. So in this case, I have a political cartoon from World War II. And maybe if you're introducing the topic of World War II, you could show them this political cartoon and say, you know, what are the first things that pop to mind when you see this? Is it patriotism, isolationism, diplomacy? You know, what are the first things that you associate with World War II or this political cartoon? And they can even type question marks if they have no idea, and that'll let you know kind of where your students' background knowledge is coming from at the beginning of a unit. I also know some people want to be art teachers, so another cool idea I thought would be to show a piece of art. So this is Van Gogh's Starry Night, and say, you know, what kind of emotions do you feel when you see this piece of art? What are the color schemes going on here? And kind of get feedback that way from your students. Another example for elementary school teachers would be to do a vocab test. So you could ask them, what are some synonyms for the word good? And they might say things like great or fantastic. And then at the end of the unit or the end of the year, you can re-ask that same question, what are some synonyms for good? And hopefully get a more varied response to see and show the growth that your students have made in their vocabulary over the year or unit. So yeah, that is Answer Garden. I hope you guys learned a lot in this video, and I hope you get to use this in your future classrooms.